Today our goal is to create a ball out of clay that is hollow. And this is one that I had cut apart as an example. So I created 2 pinch pots, and you can see in the inside where the seam was, but you are not able to see it quite so easily on the outside. To begin with this, you need to make 2 pinch pots. Okay, you're going to want to try to make them about the same width, and you're going to want to test it. So when I put this one on top of the other, I can see that this one's a little bit bigger than the other one, so I'm going to work on the one that's smaller and pinch around the rim. Not a whole lot, but I'm just trying to stretch it out a little bit so it will fit a little bit better. We want that to line up pretty well, pretty closely. So now that seems to be, well, I think I want to do a little bit more. The better this fits, the more successful it will be when you put it together. And I'm not concerned about all these cracks here because we're going to be slipping and scoring these 2 seams together, and that is actually going to help us with our work a little bit. All right, so I'm pretty happy with this. So my next step is to slip and score. And remember, when we score, we are essentially scratching the edges of the clay all the way around. I'm not going really deep, but I do want to make marks that are visible to help the 2 stick together. Once I've gone all the way around, then I add the water. The water is the slipping part, and I'm essentially filling in those scratches that I made with water. And now I will do the second one. Once the 2 edges are prepared with slipping and scoring, then you're going to take them in one in each of your hands, and you're going to very gently just set them together. You're not going to press down very hard, and you just want to work your way around and try to make sure that these are pretty well lined up. If you put too much pressure on it right away and it's not in the right spot, it's going to be hard to take apart. So this one here, see how this one is sticking out more? I want to lift the top one up and push the bottom one in just a little bit. Now, once I have this all lined up, then I'm still holding it in my hands. I'm going to take my thumbs and I'm just going to squeeze on that seam. I'm just pushing the 2 edges together, and you can see how that water is oozing out. That tells you that you have a good connection. And I'm going to work all the way around this. So now I am working on making sure that the seams are connected. And then once I get all the way around, I can see that there is the slip kind of coming through the seam. I'm going to just continue and go one more time and try and squish this together a little bit more. Again, I'm just pushing on the seam, and I'm pushing this way with my fingers. I'm pushing towards my thumbs. I'm not pushing down. If I push down, I could make this sort of collapse. And I want to get to the point where there is just a small seam that you see. And then once I get to that point, I can take my finger or my thumb, and I'm kind of just smoothing it across the seam. So the seam is horizontal. I'm using my fingers vertically, up and down. And again, I work my way around the entire circle. Once I get back to where I have already smoothed, if I still see the line, I just want to continue. Maybe going the opposite direction that you went, the other way. If you went down, go up. If you went up, go down. Maybe give it a little, another wiggle, another squish. Because our goal is to make sure that we don't see that seam at all. And I'm just going to keep working this until I have a nice smooth edge all the way around. As I'm doing that too, I can also shape the outside of it as well. I can do a little bit of smoothing on some of the bumps to get a nice round surface all the way around.